In case you're new to gardening, I thought I would add why autumn is a good season to plant shrubs or trees. It's because the temperatures are dropping down, the weather is getting more and more humid, as it was today, raining a lot, and so that's ideal for the plants to be able to concentrate on their root system and grow them, and not having to grow leaves and flowers. Some plants that you can find are like autumn flowering. If that's the case, if that is what you're planting now, I'd suggest, as many, to cut back the flower buds so that the plant has got all its energy focused on growing its roots. That's the most important thing. So on the terrace, the Japanese maple are starting to get their autumn colors. Not the one with the dark leaves yet, but this one, the Bihu and the Sangokaku, are doing so, and the Ross, have to find the more common name, is beginning to have its autumn fall colors, which I love. Here you can see what I found at Lidl, and this is gonna go to my how do you say that, railing planters on the other side of the garden. This poor hydrangea desperately needs to be planted, but the flowers are beautiful, and it seems that it doesn't really go to pink, which I would love to stay like this, so we'll see. This one is called Diamantino. One thing that might be quite obvious is that the pot that was there is now gone, which means this rose, Buscobel, is getting a bit more sun. And the pot, you can see it just back there. So one thing we can notice is that I still have lots of blooms in the garden on the first day of autumn, so that's quite nice. I'm gonna explain a few things. I had lots of pots waiting to be planted, and we had a few days with some heat, so I decided that they needed to be planted. So there's this aster. This one is called Novae Belgii Naran, and it's quite cute, from a garden center. And here there's an echinacea that I had at a reduced price from the same garden center. I believe this one is Green Twister, from what I've been able to see, so hopefully we'll see something. This was almost dead, and another plant nursery gave it to me for free, and it's not flowering, but as you can see, this osteospermum is doing fine. So this dahlia is now about to flower. The other cuttings I did from the same variety on the other side has flowered much more, but I'm already very happy that this one is able to flower. And nearby I added in the ground this sedum that I had took cuttings, I think it was end of last year. This is a very tiny echinacea. I don't know the variety, it's from a plant nursery. It is so cute. Nearby I've added a foxglove, and I had to add a lot throughout the garden because it's self-seeded in one place, and they do much better in the ground than in pots, I guess. So here it is. I'm very glad to be able to present you my rose from Meillan called Jean de La Fontaine. So this bloom is just gorgeous. Let's appreciate it. And we have one more coming, and this was the previous one. And it rained a lot on it, so it's not bad. If you're familiar to my channel, you'll know that this is a cutting I took from what wasn't supposed to be the same rose, but never mind. And one thing, it's prone to black spot. That's the thing I'm not very happy, and special looks to the leaves. But look at these flowers, and they're scented, and it grew very high, so now I think it is, with the pot, maybe 5 feet. Nearby I've added this eryngium in the ground. I wasn't sure where to put it because it needs real nice draining soil, which I seem to have, well, not so much. So at least it's in a sunny position, and we'll see. It's better than in a tiny pot. And I didn't realize before today that I have a tiny tomato, and it's the only one of the season for this plant. So this poor thing was bought at Aldi for €2, so not much. It was looking nice, and then I left it in the pot and it was too dry, and then it gone all brown. So this morning I cut it back to the green pots, and I think it can get better, so we'll see. Nearby the echinacea is putting on new blooms that are so lovely. Oh, and I wanted to say I planted this in a place where there was another plant that was already looking awful on the last garden tour, and it was dying, so I took it out. On the nice sides, I don't have many to show you because I'm eating them all the time, but I have strawberries there too, and I have a few more. And also nearby we have the Phlox Davidii, and I have babies, so this one is going to be nice next year. On the left I have this nice echinacea called Mini Bell, and I thought it wasn't doing good when I planted it, and then it rebounced, so I'm very happy with it. And another strawberry. Sorry, I was eating it. So here I planted a hellebore that this one is from a cutting, and I wasn't sure it was gonna flower in this end of season, but it seems it's gonna do that. This is the mother plant. The flowers are very tiny, but they smell like vanilla, and I can smell them, so that's nice. And I'm not sure if it's liking being in a pot. It loves to have water, and it loves to have sun, but I guess it's a bit more difficult in a pot. Nearby we have a dahlia that never flowered. This is Islander, and I have a second one, didn't flower at all. So we'll see during winter how the tubers are looking, but not sure I'm gonna try them next year. We'll see. Behind it we have this Lycanthemum flowering, and it has new flower buds. very surprising, nicely surprising. So about my plans, it's very hard to me to decide on what to do next, but I know that things need to change in the garden, and I wasn't just sure how to do that. There's this red dogwood that isn't happy having lots of afternoon sun, as you can see, so it needs at least to move. It flowered, but now you don't have even any fruit. It has to move. And I was thinking, since this place has lots of sun, maybe I could add a tree there. And nearby we have an elderberry there and a yellow golden tower elderberry back there. And this one has been moved from full sun to there, but it still has some afternoon sun there, and they're not doing well at all. They didn't grow. They're dying, poor things. So I think I'm gonna put them in pots. This thing is a bit too big to be in a pot, so either I can relocate it in my garden or I will have to sell it or give it. But yeah, maybe a tree there. And so we have a tiny dahlia growing there. I have a zinnia that managed to flower there. I added some penstemon cuttings there that didn't flower yet, but they're doing fine. So I guess if I don't weed them out next year, they'll be there to flower. And here we have a euphorbia, but this area, when it rains, I think it's too much rain for its roots, so it needs to move out. I already took cutting from it, just in case, and I think I'm gonna try and grow it in a pot, or maybe I can find a place, but I think it's gonna go in a pot. And there is Hemerocalis, but I don't like it. It's not the color I want in the garden, so it's getting out. And so now I have a place where I can put the Heptacardium I am thinking of, and I've been thinking about it since months. It's the Temple of Blooms one. It grows to 2 meters high, so this could be a nice place for it. And I'm thinking maybe here, in place of this palm tree, banana tree, I can put a rose. So here we have a big mini pond. And on the other side of the mini pond, here this shrub that I moved for this season is staying. It's nice, good. This is in a pot, this is in a pot, and they're gonna move. Especially this Hemerocalis is a nice orange. Orange is not what I'm looking for here, so it's gonna move. But here I was thinking about what could go there, and I think a rose could go there, of course. Also, I need to place a climbing rose on this arch, so I'm gonna show it to you from much closer. So, here there is a crepe myrtle. I moved it last year and it had trouble growing until a few weeks ago, where I put all of this in new growth, no flowers. But then a few days ago I noticed a few flower buds only on this stem yet, I think. Yeah, so this needs to stay there. So that means it would be complicated, I guess, to put a rose there. Or maybe you have another opinion on this, and please share. But I'm thinking of moving this dahlia, which is not a problem, and putting a grower up there, a climber I mean. As a climber on this side, I'm thinking about the pale yellow from David Austin called The Pilgrim. It seems to be nice and a very high repeat flowering. And on this side I might try again to grow an annual climber, I guess, so it wouldn't compete too much with the roots of a crepe myrtle. And behind, I think there I can grow more climbers. I'm interested in Claire Austin, so I think this one could be nice there. So here we have a peony. Here there's a kiwi that never made it, so this one is gonna go. Here we have raspberries, and the Golden Tower elderberry is gonna go, so there's only gonna be the raspberry and the peony staying, so this could be a nice place. So just an overview of how everything is looking. Here we have a Royal Jubilee, black spot, but lots of flowers for its first year, so that's nice. Here we have Graham Thomas. It's gonna put new flowers. I can see the flower buds. So we have the Cosmos that is in flower. So cute. I'm thinking about maybe moving the shrub. I need to check the sun exposition that it needs, because here it's in full sun and I'm not sure that's good for it. Here we have a Buddleia doing great. We have Desdemona doing great too. Here, so last month it wasn't open and now it's too late, but I showed you how it looks. This one is called Joli Coeur, this hibiscus. We have another one that is gonna add a few flowers. Here we have Sincerity that has been munched on. Someone is very happy. And we have a few more flowers. Oh, too bad, the other plant behind, it was open in the morning, so I guess it's too late. And here we have a grass that is happy and growing there too. I've been a bad gardener. I told you this one had two plants in the same pot, and I realized that after it flowered, and now it's not in flower, so I don't know which stem I need to take out. So hopefully it's gonna put like a few more flowers, just enough for me to recognize it. This one has been munched on. Okay, and behind we have one of the new roses. This is Princess Alexandra of Kent. I can see some new growth up there, but I'm not sure it's gonna have enough time for a new flush. So near Princess Alexandra of Kent we have a Dudsia, and it grew a lot. I'm gonna show you. So that's my height. One thing that I had to think a lot about also are the dwarf fruit trees in the garden. I have 4. So the cherry, the pear, the peach and the plum. I don't count the citrus there. And I find it very difficult to know if they have enough water, too much water, and also because the pots are dark in full sun, I find it very difficult for a plant to be in there. I guess this pot would be better in morning sun position, I guess. So I was like but where do I put them? Where do I plant them? And I have the beginning of an idea, and I'm going to show you. So now I'm on the side of the peach and the plum, and the idea is to wait until there are lots of rain, so that the soil is easier to work with. And I guess I would plant one there, or maybe nearer. I have to check the distance between two. Maybe one there, and then I'd have one more to plant. And I wonder if I put it, I'm not sure yet, I guess. Maybe it could go there or not, I don't know. And so these would be planted, and this space would be free, and I'd love to add a small tree there. Because the sun is coming from behind me and going like this. So it means it wouldn't hurt the roses, wouldn't do too much problems to this zone 2, which are with plants that love sun. So yeah, that would be something. The hydrangea Fraise Melba is looking very dark now, and just behind, underneath, we have a strawberry. One more. Oh look, how cute. On this side, the dwarf dahlias called Princess Gracia are doing great. There's one here, one there, and I believe this one is the same. I'm not sure yet, but I think it is, since it's a dwarf one. And behind it there's the pot I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So it's in between the camellias. I hope it's going to be a nice place for it. We'll see. When it's going to be the pruning season for it, I'm going to take out this part that grew much bigger and is more susceptible to wind, I guess. So we'll have a more nice rounded bush. I'm quite happy with this Cornus Kousa. I wasn't sure if it was doing great or not, because there was something about the leaves, and now they really do look like they should. So I'm thinking it's beginning to find its roots, and I can see some, let me show you, some future growth, I guess, everywhere. So I have hope for next spring to have some nice growth and a happy tree. About next spring, this one is going to be gorgeous. It's not the usual camellia. This one is called Koto no Kaori, and it's full of flower buds, and I just love it. It flowers on and on. Behind it we have the, let me find the name again. So it seems to be called Mexican mock orange. The Latin name is Schwazia ternata. So this one is Aztec Pearl, and I told you last year that I wasn't sure it was gonna make it because I moved it, and with all the rain we had last autumn and winter, it was getting, I guess, waterlogged, and now it's just very happy with itself. It flowered, it's looking nice, so hopefully it's gonna be okay. So about the wildlife in the garden this month, it's doing fine. I've seen 2 butterflies getting together, so that was nice. And I have lots of bees, bumblebees, the black carpenter bees. I have baby sparrows. I'm gonna try and insert a photo. They still have their baby feathers, so that's so cute. Yeah, doing fine. In case you didn't see the video, this rose is my rose of the year. It is in constant bloom state, so it makes me happy. Just have a look at this video to see which one it is. I wanted to show you because the reason why I bought this shrub is for its fruits. Look at this bright fuchsia. It is so cute. I think normally it gets to a state where it opens and then you have some orange part coming from it, but it's already very cute. It's still a baby shrub, so only like what, 4 stems, but it's gonna grow and look even bushier and with lots of fruits on it. And yeah, it's nice to see the garden evolve. Also, what's noticeable for this month is it's fig tree season, so I'm gonna get one here, and it's at the right state. I told you I managed to save this salvia from last year. It took it time, but look at it. It's coming. Here we have the last flowers of Geoff Hamilton. This rose is a rose that I need to move or to give, because this is another plant that is way too big for its place and it doesn't flower that much, although the flowers are very pretty. It's not highly scented, so yeah, this is a very high price place, so needs to move. But here we have the most lovely Abram Darby. Look at this. Look at these. And these are scented, these are beautiful, and each year this shrub is doing better. It's not the most disease resistant one or the most repeat flowering one, but for the time being I'm just loving it, and so that's a keeper. Just in case you didn't know, when you take figs, the latex that is in the stems is toxic. It's like some white milk, and you'd better not keep this latex on your skin on a very sunny day, because I think it's phototoxic. So if you do happen to do this, wash your hands quickly. People working with figs all day, they wear gloves, just so you know. So this one was a bit, normally when you take them and they're fully ripe, this doesn't happen, but sometimes you have to take them sooner, especially when it has rained a lot. The skin can open and then the insects take them before you, so that's why I took it. this is an echinacea I forgot to mention that grew and grew and grew, and it finally flowered. So this one was from seeds, and I'm not sure it's true to its mother. I think it's the classical echinacea, quite tall. I might have a second one there, and I'm happy with it. It's very nice. This Japanese anemone was taken this year from somewhere in the ground where it was creeping, and it seems that it's already gonna flower. So yeah, very rustic plant. So that's gonna be it for today's garden tour, autumn tour with my harvest. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, just ask. If you have suggestions, just throw them to me nicely, and see you on the next one. Bye.